And so you have the Las Vegas Raiders who have hired John Spytek. This is a big hire, an expected hire for the Las Vegas Raiders. We know that Tom Brady has certainly been at the controls. Mark Davis has given him that sort of power and responsibility. And look, I know that he did play at Michigan with Tom Brady, that is John Spytek. I know that he helped recruit Tom Brady and sign him to Tampa, and they won a Super Bowl together with the Buccaneers. But I also want to say that John Spytek is incredibly qualified and that he is a top candidate for general manager this past year. He even interviewed and made it to the second round with the Tennessee Titans. So this is not a buddy helping out a buddy in talking with folks around the league. A well-respected personnel man John Spytek is, and now he lands in Las Vegas with the number 6 overall pick in a very difficult division, needing a quarterback, needing a lot of help across that roster, hoping to revive this Las Vegas Raiders franchise.
And JJ, when you and I talked yesterday, this is kind of what you said, right? Yeah, they need a head coach. Yeah, they need a quarterback, but first they got to fill that GM position. So now that we've reached this point, you mentioned it, the draft is coming up here. What's the next step for the Raiders? Are they looking more towards getting that head coaching position filled or the roster? Where do they go here?
So it'll be interesting to see what the Raiders wind up doing at head coach. The last couple of days, it has seemed as though Pete Carroll has been the leading candidate at head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. Rather quiet search there that the Raiders are doing. Again, Tom Brady has been leading that along with Mark Davis and 3 other part owners, some billionaire private equity guys who recently bought in to the team over the last several months. They have been leading this search. And so the Raiders landing on John Spytek after having a number of qualified individuals interview for that position of general manager, including Giants assistant GM Brandon Brown. But now the Raiders, who had their sights set on Ben Johnson, and then on Monday, of course, learning that he would not be going to Las Vegas, that he instead would be taking his talents to the Chicago Bears. They're having to pivot and reset a little bit. And who will be their next head coach? Well, at least they have their GM now locked up in John Spytek.
It's going to be interesting to see how the Raiders shape up. And JJ, we know you'll be on top of it. Don't go anywhere because we've got more breaking news on the other side here, but we got to hit a break. Before we do so, let's take a look at our draft insider, Ryan Wilson. This is his latest mock draft. You see him highlighted there. The Raiders got that 6th overall pick, and Ryan Wilson has them going defense, taking the cornerback Will Johnson out of Michigan. So the Wolverine ties continuing in Las Vegas, and now they have their GM. We bring in our Lige Duzable and Pete Prisco to discuss.
Not a former Jet.
Not a former Jet. He doesn't have that distinction, but he still brings us great info out of the NFL. Lige, I do want to come to you first here because as